you're not necessarily met with universal approval. It's fair to say. Those who had entered into their tents hoping to get some well-deserved rest.
Turn on the light!
Yeah. And now kind of poking their heads
They're
out.
not floodlights.
No, they're not. Some of them probably mistake them for some kind of glowing insects and kind of point at them.
I try to eat one on my way to Matthias. Ah! Ah. Magical. Tasty. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right. Alara, are you doing anything?
If my character sheet will load.
No.
Actually, while this is loading, Ego, is this 4 hours later than normal?
Something like
Or is
that.
it 3?
It's 3.5. We started later than normal. So apologies.
So it was. I totally could have slept last night. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
No, it's. I made a choice not to go to sleep.
Yeah. No,
I got a whole lot of shit done.
well, it's kind of good, I guess.
I have some. What do I think is more important? Actually, no, I know what I think is more important. I'm going to see what I can do to help with some animals.
Okay.
And that's about it, because Alara's got nothing better to do.
Fine. Okay.
Oh, shit. It's the 21st.
Okay. All right. That is certainly the exhausted teamsters are grateful for your assistance. And you get their heartfelt thanks. Okay. And you probably feel yeah, you sort of give the animals under your care a proper examination and perhaps even a very brief grooming. Some of them do look like they've been pretty badly looked after, but that would simply be down to the conditions with which they've had to be dragging the carts of late.
Yeah.
As the sort of numbers vis-a-vis what's being hauled has become more disproportionate. However, hopefully, based on the guidance from DeQuinn, the land will start to smooth out. You can already feel it sloping downwards somewhat, and become much more practical for a caravan such as this. Okay. Anything anyone else wants to do that evening, or are we all good?
Inform the master of the caravan about the progress of our pursuers, and that the caravan should probably stay in motion. Be a good idea.
Well, you are probably right, but the advice from Anna was that the teams just needed a rest, and as did the beasts. What news from your flying?
That there is a contingent of Templars not too far behind us. That the
Templars? What? Well, no one mentioned this. What are Templars doing near us?
They seem to be following the path we've made. Or I should say, you've made. As an easy way to get to their destination, wherever they're going. Out of character, I would have probably found out some of this information when I was talking to them.
I know. We are having to
Improvise.
Yeah. Yes.
They were heading to Mendev for.
It makes sense. Still, Templars not always good for trade. Good.
They may prove useful if we are beset upon by those damnable riders again.
Yes, you found them, did you?
I harried them in the rear a bit, got burnt for my trouble.
Burned?
Literally.
How did you get burned from up high?
They sent some sort of hollow container propelled by fire towards me. They managed to hit me with it.
What were these creatures that are riding the wargs?
Yes, hobgoblins riding wargs, armed with the most interesting weapons, I may add.
There are rumors about their skill with alchemical powders and liquids.
The rumors are probably true.
Yes.
All lies.
If anything, if my run-in with them is anything to go by. I feel like it was.
The rain stopped. All right, you've convinced me. Anna's not going to be very happy with me. Never mind.
Well, setting off immediately may not be necessary. I have bought us some time.
No, you were right. I just didn't. I understand now why you said what you did. If we have those two groups pursuing us, then we need to try and maintain a distance.
Outrunning the Templars may well prove counterproductive.
Hmm.
They may well. My thought is that they could prove useful.
Yes. No, I think they could prove useful. Is Hire still awake?
I can check.
If you
She
could
is.
check and Hire. Good to Quinin here was saying about some Templars following the caravan.
Aya nods. Iomedaeans. She looks questioningly to Quillen.
I do not know of their order, but their destination was Mendev to join in the Whirlwind Crusade.
The Iomedaeans wear a sword with a shining hilt on their tabards. That's the symbol of their goddess. Haya just sort of like shrugs and looks to Matthias, and she says that I know this because the Iomedaeans are staunch allies of my goddess against the undead. They keep the whispering tyrant Tarbefon locked away in Lastwall.
Mm.
And Tiquinen looks at you with interest, yet there's sort of a look of utter naivety and like not understanding what the hell you're saying.
Haya doesn't explain. She just says, are you... If they're just heading to Mendev, I'm sure they would simply leave us be. Is there any other reason we should be concerned?
No.
Templars are not always show an understanding of how grey the world can be, shall we say.
Hmm.
I wonder, though, given where they are, whether they would be... How close are they to Quinning to say serendipity?
But I know. That's a character.
Well, you would have given them some guidance because they asked for it to come over the ridge rather than follow in a kind of an L shape around the ridge. So that if by serendipity he's referring to that stone building, then they may travel closer to it, but whether or not they'll see it is another matter.
No, they'll potentially be traveling quite close to it, although they.
I've said to Quinn Hire that now the rain has stopped, I'm going to earn the displeasure of most of the rest of the caravan by ordering that we continue travelling now. I would like to keep some distance between ourselves and these two particular groups. One
I
can never
feel
be
it's.
sure what
I feel
the
that
Templars.
against both groups we are at a disadvantage to keeping them away.
Perhaps we could lead them towards serendipity and its posts higher.
Hmm. I suppose if you wanted to distract them, that would be one way to do it.
Quite a good way, I think.
What is found in serendipity that would so distract them?
I will allow the priestess of Pharasma to inform you of that. Good.
The unquiet dead, Haya says. The previous
more of them.
settlers, the previous settlers of Serendipity built their little castle on top of an ancient burial ground, and when they were murdered, they rose again as spirits. Not mindless spirits, I witnessed. They seemed to be ghosts of some kind.
This area seems to be plagued by the restless dead.
Thus my goddess's interest in it.
Well, I have to speak to Anna, so I will speak to her now. And you should repack your tents if you have unpacked them and prepare for us to. Quinn, I would appreciate if you could, if you still have the energy, if you could keep an eye out for both groups as we travel. Which would you say is the closest to us?
Well, how far did I drag the hobgoblins away?
Probably about 30 miles.
So the Templars are probably closer now.
The Templars are probably closer now, although your guess would be that the Warg Riders travel quicker.
By distance, the Templars are closer, although their armored horses are no match. Damnable wargs. As to who will arrive first. Well, place your bets.
Haya just kind of sighs, like,
I'll do my best to keep an eye out on them. Well, thanks to Haya, I'm no longer quite so
Dead.
I was only at half health. Quite so burnt.
I shall have to prepare something for their inevitable arrival. Fire, you said they used?
Yes. At least
And-
one of them.
Yeah, and I asked Matthias if he's still around. Alchemical powders? Do they make use of poison? Yeah, probably do make use of poison. So, Haya says, I shall prepare magic. I guess she'll ask. Maybe to Quillen. Is Alara there?
I'm around.
All right. She'll say to Alara, "I'm preparing some scrolls, which, unless I miss my guess, you might be able to use."
Oh,
Do you have magic similar to the druids?
I do.
Then you
Though
should
to
be
a
able to
lesser
make
extent.
use. You should be able to make use of these scrolls then. So
Studied
Haya
myself.
plans on preparing delay poison and communal resist energy scrolls.
Okay.
Although
Oh,
I don't have enough time.
I will prioritize scouting for the Hobgoblin riders over the Templars.
Okay.
I will, if I can sort of see the glint of the Templars' armor, I'll keep an eye on where they are. But T. Quinnen's thoughts are that he's broken bread with the Templars. He's talked to them. You know, he doesn't see them as a threat. Well, the Hobgoblins have shot fire at him, and he's pissed.
Fire bad.
He's not happy. He's not happy. So, shall I give you rolls?
Yeah, can I have a I'm gonna have a survival check, please, and then a perception check.
One survival check. What the fuck?
The hounds.
How did that happen? Okay. Yeah, no, the roll is fucked. Okay. That's fun. Character sheet's fucked.
Odd.
Yeah, well, that happens every time it gets an update.
One second while I do the roll manually. I add 13 to that. So 18.
Okay, all right. And now perception check. One thing I'd like to introduce, guys, is if you want to ask me mechanical stuff, I say introduce, I have tried this before. Can I ask you as a first course of action to IM me rather than it just enables us to kind of keep telephony to stuff in play and mechanics to text, yeah?
Mm.
Okay. You are having a real hard time locating them.
No, the character sheet's
Oh.
bollocks up. So I'm having to roll these manually.
Odd.
Hmm?
Sorry? Yeah, it's just coming up with the same result.
Exactly.
You want to close your character sheet and reload it.
Yeah, so for now, just take that plus. Yeah, okay, so 18 and 18.
Okay. I still repeat my statement, which is you are having. Maybe they've travelled in a direction that you didn't expect, but you appear to have lost them.
Huh. That's fun. Right, let me try the character sheet again, see if it works. If it doesn't, then yeah. No, it's not working.
Ooh. It's very strange.
Okay.
Okay. I hear the wargs. Okay. So do you do this during the first part of the night and then find somewhere to rest? I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Marvelous. Haya gives Solara some scrolls, all equally marvelous.
I'll set up my.
There is much grumbling and malcontent once news spreads through the caravan. Very nice. Once news spreads through the caravan that they are restarting again after some of them had just got down to sleep. And it takes a while for the caravan to get going. And the caravan probably journeys for another sort of 6 hours. So the caravan will probably journey for another 6 hours, at which point it will take a short stop for a couple of hours, and then it will continue again.
Yeah, so while it's journeying, I will hang a tent off one of the moving caravans and use that to sleep.
Fine.
Hanging tent's about 3 meters tall. I don't think the caravans would be able to support it.
3 meters tall. Yeah.
Mm.
That is a fair point.
Surprising, considering I sort of had envisioned the sort of mountaineering tents, but that, sort of...
That's what it is.
Yeah, but that's a very large mountaineering tent. Fair enough.
So, you get all that, Cam?
Where?
Player or the game chat.
Game chat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so...
oh, yeah, I've got that. Cool. Thanks.
In which case, yeah, I'll sort of... grabbing a few Zeds on it.
Okay. Possibly because Haya and Zakel travel actually in a kind of more like a covered wagon, so you could probably see or make an arrangement with them to cohabit.
If you don't mind having a 7'7" giant winged lizard with you.
Well, it's not for me to stay. It's for Haya and Zakel to stay.
Exactly. 7'2".
How
sorry.
big? How big? 7 foot winged creature. Haya says she's not
7'2".
sure. 7'2" winged creature. Haya says she's not sure there's going to be enough space. They're elves, so they're all slender-like.
Is he still injured?
No.
No, I'm fully
Okay.
recovered.
He does look very
Haya
tired.
says, Haya says she could cast Endure Elements and he could sleep wherever.
I'm able to endure the elements anyway. I just need a tree to hang my tent off of. I prefer sleeping in high places. The sides of mountains always make nice places to rest. Unfortunately, this seems a very flat terrain.
Okay. So,
Oh my god, I was muted for all of that. Haya said she could cast Endure Elements on Taquilla and then
No,
Taquilla
you
would
weren't
sleep.
muted, mate.
Oh, okay.
Maybe just ignored you. Okay, so caravan has a 2-hour stop, continues traveling through the night and part of the morning, takes a stop again at mid-morning, And during that stop, Asana arrives.
Basically, during that time, I will have been rotating. If a day's passed, wouldn't my brother also have arrived to Haviland?
I will point out that Asana actually moves faster than Diabland. But that being said, I was expecting them to come back together because Asana has no idea where the fuck she's going.
Curious.
Very.
I receive a note. Well, this is bad. I will share this note with Actually, no, I won't share this note yet. I will ask Haya, who is the only person I know to have been there. What is the current state exactly of Serendipity? Is there nobody living there?
Haya says that the exact current state of Serendipity is that it is a literal ghost town. It was a partially constructed stone keep, and everyone who lived there died and turned into ghosts. Is what she
Do you
was
know
able
what
to
happened
surmise.
to Master Yasin?
Yes, Haya says. He was also a ghost, and then Donovan summoned his spirit, which was then captured by some sort of evil thing that Donovan also brought to the region. And, if she had to guess, also captured Donovan when he died at the river. Because that would just be karmically fitting now, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Seems
probably
legit.
would.
I will show her this note.
Haya looks.
Is there a mechanical way that we can do that, Ego?
I've done it.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Yes. I fear I may have to intercept them.
This is confusing, is all Haya has to say. And she reads the note again.
Contexts. I will explain to for the middle paragraph. I will explain that Master Darrow is one of our is a representative of one of our financial backers, and is currently, through no fault of his own, I believe, in some trouble with the king. I believe it was at the Lady Melina's fault, is what I've been told, but I do not know the details.
She is the alchemist? I recall that name.
Yes, before his sad passing, Donovan was providing me some information about her. Though this middle section, I do not know anything about a Mind Mage or Mountain Knights. Though I am quite fond? No, that's the wrong word. I respect the halfling's abilities.
Haya nods. She says, But it's important that we intercept them before they reach Serendipity. It's not safe there, by any stretch of the word.
No.
Well, I suppose you should ride then. And keep the scrolls.
Thank you. Now this last section, an assessment of this caravan.
I see. So he's asking you to report on us. Oh, yes. And who is this man,
Yes.
De Lassange? De Lassange.
He is currently serving as Hastus's command is not the right word. Second in command is not the right word, but Hastus is the prime mover, and Mordred is serving his stand-in while Hastus was traveling.
I see.
Castellan?
Castellan, yes, that's the word. Well, I will write a quick return in no very blunt. Do not send anybody to Serendipity. It is dead. There are ghosts. And
Yeah.
I will basically give a rough estimate as to the population, number of beasts, number of supplies. And any notable members of the caravan. And send that back with Asana, asking her to travel as swift as she may.
Travel to where? Is Asana travelling back to the group that she's been escorting, travelling south, or travelling back to Mordred?
I will ask her straight up, where is the group that she's been escorting?
They are about a day from here. They have already left Fenson.
A day in what direction?
North and somewhat west.
Okay. That is, I suppose, on your way back to Venson. If you would stop in there and provide them directions.
I will try, though I have already discovered that Master Darrow knows his own mind. He does appear very frightened from this latest attempt on his life.
Oh, well. Tell him to stop in a field, and I will come and meet him tomorrow, if possible.
I believe that Mordred has told him that he will be safe in this other place.
Tell him from me that Serendipity is dead and full of ghosts. I will bring the caravan to him as fast as possible.
I will let him know this.
I will write a note to this effect as well.
Okay. All right.
And that he should set up camp and I will meet him.
All right. To Quinnin, what are you doing this morning? This fine morning?
Also, you guys note that there's a centaur that's coming to camp and met with me.
Well, I would have
It's not a
spent
common
I would have spent the night resting, and I will head up and try and determine the position of the two rider groups again.
Okay.
Same roll.
I haven't forgotten de Havilland. I'm just trying to rotate Okay, would you like to do as you did beforehand? Very briefly. Six and Ricky, you are
Before Taquilin heads out, Haya casts guidance because she figures they're gonna need every bit of help they can get.
okay. Thank you. Six and Ricky, you are traveling south with the new band that Mordred has formed to guide good Master Darrow to safety or serendipity. Okay. What was that roll for?
No, survival.
Very good. And now the other one, please.
That's perception. Better this time. Yes, I will.
Okay. Same again then, please.
Survival, 30.
Huh. They are much easier to spot. They appear to have camped the night at that sort of ruins of that settlement, which has a white marble floor to it. They appear to have camped there over the night on the ridge and just left there, starting to make their way down the ridge towards the river. They made slower progress than you would have guessed, but then they are all in field plate. Well, 4 of them are in field plate, and four of the horses have light barding. So, given the terrain, you expect it's very much slow but steady.
Yeah. I'll head back down. I'll start doing a search pattern out from the center of the caravan. That catches my eye.
Okay.
There's survival, there's perception. Wow. Roll a 1 on perception. Yeah, nothing catches my eye. I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
That's better.
That is better.
That seems an underwhelming use of that.
I know. Yeah, okay. I will, keeping at what is basically they're near Serendipity. Ooh, I have an idea. I want to approach them from Serendipity.
Okay.
So circle around, come in from Serendipity. And I don't need to hit them, so at...
They do appear to be staying a distance, yeah. So it's not like it's clear that they're quite aware of the fort, and it looks to you like they are intentionally keeping a wide berth. So you don't think it's a question of they're unaware of there's potential danger there.
No, fair enough.
They're not heading there to investigate. They just almost using it as maybe even using it as a kind of focal point to scout out from, perhaps. Which kind of makes sense because it's kind of it's the most dramatic landmark in the surrounding area.
Yeah. Well, now knowing sort of where they're basing themselves off, I can keep a closer eye on them. So they're gonna... have they crossed the river?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I will keep an eye on them. I won't actively do anything to engage them. Keep my distance.
Okay.
And
Good.
now that I have bearing on both groups.
Yeah. Okay. This will happen later in the day, but Asana makes it back to the Master Darrow escort group.
Cool.
With whatever notes Alara has prepared for her.
Okay.
Klaus? Oh, hang on. I say that. Wow, we're not having much luck this evening, are we?
No.
Right. Klaus appears to have just appeared. So, belay that.
We had a BRB, and that was...
He did have a BRB, and then he said, yeah, okay.
20 minutes ago.
Fine. All right, so... Okay, so de Havilland has flown northward and had all but kind of given up on finding anything when, sure enough, you managed to spot what looks to be much, much smaller than you anticipated de Havilland, and looks rather unpromising, you might say. But you've not found anything else that that might represent a settlement of some time.
Yeah, I will approach it.
Okay. You approach, and how are you approaching it, de Havilland?
From on high. I do not want to be immediately spotted. I want to check for any archers, any sort of defenses, that kind of thing.
Okay. You looking down? In fact, what I can do. There we go. You can see that?
Yep. I can.
Okay. Yeah, there's quite a lot of humans, maybe several dozen, all seem to be in different work parties, doing something or other. So it looks busy down there. There's a few soldier types. A couple of them have strange weapons you're not familiar with. And there's lots of kind of hide tents and rather pitiful looking kind of dwellings made of a mixture of rubbish and scrap wood, from what you can tell. This is an unpromising place. The only thing of note, there's a couple of slightly, well, maybe 2 or 3 slightly kind of more impressive canvas tents, maybe humans of means. And there does, to be fair, appear to be a fairly newly built, some kind of wooden barn, maybe. But maybe a food store of some kind.
I will straight down, aiming to the two sort of better looking tents.
Oh,
As I dive,
hang on, bear with me, mate. Okay. One of the soldier types who's holding a strange stick with bits of metal on it seems to have seen you, and he's pointing it at you.
Yeah, not particularly diving at anyone. I wave at him.
I understood, but you're looking from his point of view. You're a flying,
Small dragon.
mechanic looking thing coming down on a settlement of use.
Yeah. I wave at him.
Marvelous. There's an explosion of kind of light and smoke that appears from the end of this strange wooden device covered in bits of metal, and something traveling very fast travels, doesn't hit you, but travels close to your right wing. There seems to be quite a bit of alarm from some of the soldiers below, having seen you.
I will spread my wings, level out, and
take cover!
It's a goddamn dragon!
Approaching on foot seems logical.
a dragon? I'm a lot smaller than that.
It's probably a baby. We should kill it while it's young.
Would you like to evade, please, de Havilland?
I will. Nope.
No. Okay. There's a thwang as a one of the other soldiers points a rather large-looking crossbow in your direction, fires, and it hits you in the leg, in the thigh, for 9 points of damage.
Yep.
The general populace of this shanty town have spotted you now and appear suitably terrified. Some of them are bundling into one another in their fear. The others are just simply running in random directions, looking for any kind of cover they can. You certainly seem to have made an entrance.
What a mess.
I sort of look down at this bolt that's stuck in my thigh and decide that the most prudent course of action is probably to pick up speed and get out of line of fire.
Okay.
So
could I have an initiative roll from yourself, please?
I was kind of out for a lot of that, but if they're over Vincent, and there's a baby dragon attacking now, yay for morale!
Yeah, absolutely. Fine. So I'll take the first of those. Fine. So you're running away, yeah?
yeah.
Okay. There's another kaboom behind you. With you running away, that probably misses. There's another twang behind you. And another kaboom as you soar higher into the air. As you look down, you can see that your entrance certainly had an effect.
I'm coming on foot.
Right. Meanwhile and elsewhere, Asana makes her way back to the Master Darrow group.
The centaur approaches.
Sticks and Ricky, if you're about.
What's going on? I look around.
Asana's just come back.
Oh.
No, she was. She's been looking for the caravan. She's kind of been travelling in parallel with you guys, occasionally, kind of checking in, but mostly.
Oh yeah, something that Six and Ricky would probably fill her in on at some point was the fucking mind control going on with Hastus's group.
Well, you can re-emphasize that now. Back.
Just kind of wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole gnome, demonic elf shape-shifting into that, yeah, did some mind control shit on them. They're probably all mind controlled now.
That seems very strange. Yes, strange is the right word for that.
We live in a world of magic. Nothing is strange. He looks at it in the eye. Nothing is strange.
Many things are strange. That seems strange. I have. Where is Master Darrow?
Master Darrow is at the front on his horse, looking at a hand mirror, whilst he seems to be combing his moustache.
Ah.